Actually, I did come up with a question, if you don't mind me just throwing this out there. We'll limit this to 30 seconds. It's a quick question. So we know what both of you do for the KGG. What have you done in the past, facilitating large groups in a leadership role that makes you a good candidate for this position? We will go to Joseph first.
As you guys all know, I work full-time at a job, and I have quickly stepped up into a position of trainer. And so my job is to have random groups of people come in, and I need to show them how to use a machine that's dangerous without them running away. And these are all sorts of people. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. But having this amount of communication, you need to be able to talk to a lot of people who may not even understand you. And
I'm gonna cut you off there. All right, same question to Jay Reed. What makes you, what kind of things have you done to, work with large groups, and what makes you deserve this position?
I can't say that I've ever been the trainer at a job with dangerous machinery and scared people. But I can say that I have spent way too much of my adult life playing video games. And in those video games, you need to be able to get teamwork, especially if you're playing something like World of Warcraft. I hate bringing it up, but I played it for 10 years, and yes, I was a guild leader for most of those 10 years. So I do know how to talk to people. All
right, thank you. Thank you for your responses to that question. We'll go to Richard, then Richmond.
Just to preface this, just a quick reminder to everybody in the room that it has been about an hour since this started.
Yep.
And it is almost 6 o'clock in case anybody does need to leave.
This at 6 for sure.
Yeah. So I was just, that actually partially answers that question. Is without intending to put the onus on the debate to finish, I was just curious as to how much longer you might expect it to take.
Thank you all for your patience so far. These questions go from up, down, up, down. It's really tough to... I actually expected this debate to be over within half an hour. Do we have enough questions from people to keep this debate going? But we will put a hard cap at 6 o'clock. Thank you. Richmond.
I'm actually surprised this question hasn't even been asked yet, but boxers or briefs?
Oh, okay, we're not...
Boxer briefs.
Okay, that's a good one.
Well,
Richmond,
my pants don't stay up, so you guys can all go for yourself.
We'll take a question from Ezzy.
Alright, to cut the tension and stuff like that too, like Richmond
Yeah.
right here. So I'm not going to name any names, but one of the presidential candidates, the timer's still going, a long time ago when the club started, promised this thing, a keg, and it was never.
I don't think this.
It was never fulfilled. So as president, if you're elected, how can we trust you that you're gonna keep your promises that you were you brought in today? Being friends with both of you guys, I trust you guys, but you said you guys said, not everybody here is friends with you. How as a person, and member of this club, would you keep those promises that you brought in?
Right. So I'll consider this question and add on to my question in my previous question about us, coming up with ideas but not actually facilitating or not actually executing these ideas that we come up with. To reiterate Ezzy's question, how can we trust you to actually keep the promises that you're currently making? I actually lost track of where we're starting at. Rock, paper, scissors.
Joseph answered the boxer's question last.
Technically,
it's Joseph's turn.
Sure.
Yes,
We'll start with
boxer.
Are you guys okay? All right. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves.
The first thing is not giving false promises, right? Not saying that I can do something impossible or nearly impossible. I'm not going to be able to bring a keg on the bus. Partially because I don't like getting a large amount of alcohol with that. Partially because I don't take the bus. But yeah, it's about not making those false promises, so that when I do make those promises, that you know that they're legitimate.
All right. Thank you. We will give you 30 seconds on that as well. Jay Reedy, would you like to go ahead?
Now, the other issue with taking a keg on the bus, you got to buy 2 tickets. Ain't nobody got money for that. So there is a line between making false promises and making promises that don't work out. And an issue with those second promises is that you don't know all the time when those will happen. But being transparent and letting people know why and when they don't work out is important.
right, thank you. We'll take any final questions from the floor. New member, do you have any questions over there? All right, I think we're good over there as well. Gonna cut it off. Anybody else? All right, so we'll give them both 1 minute for closing statements. Yeah, please. I believe our first opening statement was with Jay, so we'll end it off with Joseph.
Sure. So first of all, thank you all for coming here. This does actually mean a lot. And then also, thank you, Jay, for coming here. Right? That does mean a lot. A one-man debate would have been very boring. I do want to say that I will be very proud of myself if I am elected. But if not, I'm still going to be even more proud of the fact that I'm a KGG member. And that's something that the president is first and foremost. They are a member first, and they're the president second. But yeah, thanks for coming out, guys.
All right, thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. Final closing statement, Jay Reedy.
If you don't elect me, I'm still going to be here every day. So, you know, whether you want to have me have some authority when I go, shh, what are you doing? It's up to you. But I won't hold it against you if you choose to not listen. That's it. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Jay Reedy. And a big thank you to Tanner. Thanks, Tanner. I just want to say thank you to Amanda for timekeeping. I want to thank you. I want to thank you. And I want to thank John. He's up there somewhere. For your involvement in our debate. Hopefully the two of you will send me the videos and won't hold them for ransom at a later date.
If
Don't answer that.
no.
Yeah.
If Pri and John send it to me, I can put it all together.
Sure. Do you want to send it to Coco?
Sure.
All right. I want to thank everybody for their patience and for their awesome questions. This wasn't the most interesting thing. You know, I'm sure you could be doing other things for your St. Patrick's Day.
Like
But I'm
blowing bubbles.
Pinching people.
like blowing bubbles outside
Or
and
pinching people.
or pinching people
Or drinking.
or drinking or anything else.
Aye.
But I do want to thank you guys all for coming out and actually taking interest in the politics of the Colin Gaming Guild. Hopefully this will, maybe motivate you guys to come out to our executive meetings, which happen at 1:30 somewhere out in the CAF, and be more involved. Mondays, somewhere out in the CAF at 1:30, and yeah, maybe a couple of you might be interested in running for other positions. Who knows? Thanks a lot for coming again, and thanks to the candidates as well. Thank you. And C.
Now kiss!
Yeah. They actually did.
Ugh, I got hair in my mouth.